Sardinia is one of the few places in the Med that can still justifiably claim to be a hidden gem. I went to take a closer look at the northern half of the island. As the Mediterranean's second largest and most remote island, Sardinia offers diverse landscapes. To begin with, there's the spectacular coastline, 1,800 kilometres of it, offering everything from dazzling white sweeps of sand to hidden coves and sparkling emerald seas. The Costa Smeralda is perhaps the best known stretch. Porto Cervo is the heart of the Costa Smeralda, and it's here that the Aga Khan started his dream back in the 1960s of building this fantastic, perfect Mediterranean resort kind of place. At times it's really ostentatious, but also the great thing about the Costa Smeralda is that it's really very understated elegant as well. Porto Cervo is certainly fun to visit for a glimpse of how the other half live. But there are lots of places to stay right along the Costa Smeralda and indeed the whole of the north coast. I looked at several different styles of hotel. The small and intimate Hotel Capodorso, the family-orientated Cala de Lepre, and the resort style Valle dell'Erica. On the whole, what we found here is really kind of distinctive, big on character places. You've got none of the big high-rise that, cut out the sun on the beach by 3 o'clock and you can't get any sun. It's all very restrained on the whole, and it's been very, very well managed, I think. The star rating can give us some indication, but what you really need is that insider track knowledge, and that's where a specialist like Just Sardinia really comes into its own, because it can ask the right questions of you to match the holiday to the right person. Wherever you stay, there are lots of different ways to enjoy the coast and that stunning emerald water. There are all sorts of boat trips out to neighbouring islands, and of course sailing is huge here. Another option is to hire a rib. This is a really fun way to explore the coast. You can either drive one yourself after some quick instruction if needed, or you can hire a driver. The Costa Smeralda is all about exclusivity, and you don't get much more exclusive than this, a whole beach to yourself. You've got every gradation of blue out there, and it's absolutely crystal clear. Perfect temperature, fantastic. As if the attractions of its coastline weren't enough, rural Sardinia also has much to offer. I'd certainly recommend spending at least a couple of days exploring the interior. I headed to Su Golagoni, set in the mountainous interior, just an hour or so's drive south of Olbia. Su Golagoni is a really good example of rural tourism at its best. This guy started this 40 odd years ago, and it's a real hymn to the countryside. You've got all these great little secret nooks and crannies and alcoves where you can disappear into, so you get that feeling of being a real escape, which is what the countryside should be. Besides relaxing at the hotel, locally there are plenty of activities on offer, such as kayaking, cycling, and of course, great walking. And there's lots of history too. This is an example of a Nuraghi settlement. There's plenty around here, but there's also loads scattered right across the island. Last but not least, I took a look at the northwest coast from our base at the Carlos Quintos Hotel in Alghero. Increasingly popular due to regular low-cost flights and the short 20-minute transfer from the airport, Alghero is a working town with more of a traditional feel. Well, you can see why Alghero is such a good base for a holiday. You've got these endless powder sands stretching along the Lido. Then you've got this swish marina, and there's over here we've got the medieval heart of the town, which is Catalan, which is really interesting, from Spain. Sardinia's season is quite defined from May to early October. You can come here in winter, of course, but in the warm summer sunshine, the island really comes into its own. I'd only actually been to the south before Sardinia, and then I was very impressed, but the north even knocks spots off that. I mean, it's just such a sensational coastline. I mean, there's finely fretted bays, beautiful coves, wonderful food. And the interior's really, really interesting. I think the fact that it's just a 2-hour flight from Britain means it's got to be one of the best Mediterranean destinations there is.